I look out here and I say, boy, I didn't know that Ken had this many relatives. But you know, the truth is, everybody here is part of Ken's family, the WDEV family. It's just wonderful to see everybody here. And before we get started, I do want to thank Dwayne Pearson and actually ask him to stand. He's the principal of Harwood. He's allowing WDEV and this showing to happen in here free of charge, back there. This is a great venue, and Dwayne, I really appreciated the red carpet that you rolled out there. Some of you may not have seen it because it was under 4 inches of water when you came in. We're going to show the movie, and after the movie we're going to have a panel. And according to the script that I provided, because in radio everything's scripted, that I was provided, everything is scripted in radio. Chris Graff describes the evening. Fun, fascinating, interesting panel discussion. So that actually raises the bar quite a bit for our panelists. And I'll say ahead of time for some of you who came only to see Tom Messner's smile, he won't be here tonight. He's actually standing guard at the Doppler Super Radar or whatever it is to make sure that we can get home after this is all done. But we do have a great panel. I don't know if it'll be fun, fascinating, interesting. Bill McKibben came all the way back from China to be here tonight. Now, I came from Montpelier, but I think I had the harder travel than coming back from China, because I tried to come over that bridge, and I saw it underwater down there where it fell off the barge. So, but we are going to have a really good panel discussion. And when the organizers contacted me, I was really pleased to be part of this, but I really, if they had asked me, I said, you don't need a panel discussion, because this documentary really does speak for itself, and I think it speaks to our hearts. And so let's watch that, and then we'll have some fun afterwards.
Station. And so the United Farmers kids are here tonight, and I wish they'd stand and take that.
Same time, same place tomorrow. This is FM 96.1 WDEV Warren, broadcasting from the top of Sugarbush in Barrie. You can find us at 96.5 on your radio dial. And just about anywhere you can hear my voice. You can hear the flagship AM 550 WDEV Waterbury Montpelier, now in its 76th year of local operation.
No matter how much territory you cover, community radio is just that. Community, village, town, neighborhood. 4th of July, you want a parade. Don't have enough money for a band? We'll take care of that.
Even little Moscow, Vermont, the marching band, what do they carry? They carry boom boxes, playing music from WDEV. It's coordinated with them.
It's 10 a.m. here on the 4th of July as we celebrate America's 231st birthday. Vermonters have been gathering at parks and playgrounds across the Green Mountain State to take part in Independence Day parades. And as we've done for years, WDEV brings you the march music for parades from Berlin to Moscow and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, so we start the Independence Day celebration for July 4th of 2007, the Stars and Stripes Forever.
why local radio is still important today is that people feel so disconnected from what's going on out there. There are so many things out there that seem so overwhelming. You know, we've got a war going on, we've got an economy, and I think that people really are looking for that connection to their local community. And when you have radio stations that are basically been turned into electronic jukeboxes so that the owners can squeeze another, maximize the amount of profit they can get out of it, that they really lose something.
Thursday, maybe you'll be listening to a little dinner jazz, and then it's out to Thunder Road for Dangerous Dave Moody and the stock car racing, and then the Red Sox game or in the fall, back-to-back girls' high school hockey. And when you wake up on Saturday morning, there's, music to go to the dump by.
I think about this all the time. Where else would you go? Would you have something like music to go to the dump by?
Of course, you shouldn't end a sentence with a preposition, but for a couple of reasons. First, because of its unique nature. I don't know where he gets those records, but they certainly don't get much circulation on any other station or show. Secondly, because Ken has become such a leader in the broadcasting industry, such a busy guy, working out of state as well as ownership of Radio Vermont, that for him to continue to do that program on a weekly basis is a tremendous tribute to his commitment to community radio.
Honest to God, how many radio stations across the country have on Saturday morning the owner of the radio station behind a microphone with his co-host, the dog, and they're playing music to go to the dump by? I mean, I don't think it gets any more eclectic than that.
This is program number 2621, and the always exciting, thrilling, scintillating program that leans over the leading edge of social relevance. Music to go to the dump by. Things are difficult here on the program, folks. Having an executive producer that's a border collie, with a tongue that doesn't fit, with other parts that most border collies have that seems to be lacking. It's time to deal with the issue that Buster the Wonder Dog has brought forward. Beneath his bed up on the farm, we discovered a magazine, and I'm not particularly tickled about it. Do you want to tell the audience this morning, Buster, what you're doing with the Doctors Foster and Smith Real Veterinarian Simple Promise since 1983 Quality Dog and Cat Catalog of Products? Huh?
Music to go to the dump by is the last funny thing left on, truly funny thing left on radio that I can think of. Not sort of fake, Howard Stern shocked me funny, but really kind of silly funny in a great way.
Black smoke rise and darken in the day, 12 burning McDonald's have an ear way. We will fight for
Well, there it is, one of the great classics of music to go to the dump by, the famed Cows with Guns, and how appropriate that Farmer Dave has come into the Golden Studio here at WDEV.
The boys and girls in the engineering department over at Absorbing Junior College, they have taken the bull/cow by the horn, so to speak, and they've developed a new use for fluid milk: automotive propulsion. That's right.
Automotive propulsion?
As you know, dumpsters, 100% of all the vehicles out there on the road are what we call lactose intolerant. The ones at Observing Junior College are headed down the road less traveled with cutting-edge technology. Now imagine, if you will, Ken, pulling into a filling station and the pumps no longer say super, mid-grade, something like skim, 1%, 2%, or whole milk.
So many folks here understand. And so they only could come down to play on like a Sunday. And one Sunday, and I don't know if I got the story right, you can ask them, but they were on their way down and they turned the car over in a big snowstorm and their mother said, "That's it, you're out of entertainment."